I created the iWinCoin cryptocurrency. I'm not the first to name one after myself. Trump coin is a recent well-known example, but we should ask why he did that. If you don't know anything about the crypto world, this video is made for you. We're going to try creating a cryptocurrency together, first to understand how it works, but also to show you how incredibly easy it is to manipulate and do whatever you want with it. To go all the way, I'll even list it on an exchange, and I'll convince people I know to buy it. Be careful, we're discussing a serious topic and you don't want to end up like those who lost everything to crypto. It does happen. If you learn one thing before watching this video, know that when some people profit from crypto, others lose money. No money appears from nowhere. You won't be able to buy iWinCoin because I'll code it to be the most useless crypto ever, and I'll have killed it before you see this video. There you go, a bit of a harsh disclaimer, but I really don't want you to lose money, because on the contrary, in this video, we're going to study a real life case and we'll see just how tricky it can be. Before we get our hands dirty and create a crypto, we need to understand how it works in less than a minute. We'll take Bitcoin as an example because it's the most well-known, but it's generally the same idea behind the others. Bitcoin is 100% digital money exchange from one person to another without ever going through a bank or a government, and that creates a major difference. It's rarity. Unlike the euro or dollar, which can be printed endlessly, Bitcoin's supply is fixed at 21 million by its code, with no way to create more. All this money is managed on a global public network, the Bitcoin network, which runs on a concept you've probably heard of before, the blockchain. Without getting into the technical details, think of the blockchain as a huge ledger. In it, every transaction since the existence of Bitcoin is written down one after another. This ledger isn't protected by a bank, it's public, so anyone can open it and verify the transactions. Now the last question we might ask is, who has the power to write in this ledger and therefore manage the transactions? Well, it's thousands of independent computers all over the world that make up the nodes of the network. These are the famous Bitcoin miners. When I send Bitcoin, they check if I have the funds, validate the transaction, and record it on the blockchain. They don't do this for free. In exchange for their computing power, the algorithm will reward them with transaction fees and new Bitcoins. So, Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency that we all know, but there are a lot of projects that came after it and set up slightly different rules, especially regarding how the blockchain is managed or how miners are rewarded. I can mention, for example, Ethereum or even Solana, and actually these last two interest me. In fact, when you want to create a cryptocurrency, you have two options, the hard way and the easy way. With everything I just explained, I think you can imagine the massive amount of work it takes to launch your own crypto with its own blockchain and its own miners. Actually, it wouldn't even be very useful for me. But there's a much easier technique that almost everyone uses, including Trump with his Trump coin. Don't buy that. It involves setting up on the blockchain of an existing crypto. Ethereum or Solana, for example, were specifically designed so that anyone can build their project on top of them. That way, you benefit from the size and security of their network. You just have to pay some fees. You'll see that in a moment. It can get a bit expensive quickly. The main difference with this technique is we call it creating a token instead of a coin. However, the result is the same. It appears in my crypto wallet. You'll need a crypto wallet first. Owning cryptocurrencies is great, but you need a place to store them. That's why you create what's called a wallet. In real life, a bank manages your funds. Well, here, everyone has their own wallet. There's no middleman. The idea is that anyone can choose a list of 12 consecutive words. This will make what's called a seed phrase, and this phrase will be used to generate a unique key. And you really have to see this as the key to a safe. It's this key that allows me to access what I own. So you have to be extremely careful. If I show the key to someone, they can take all my tokens. Or, if I lose this key, then I completely lose access to that safe. There's no service that can help you recover your crypto. That's why you hear about people losing millions in crypto after misplacing their seed phrase. Some even offer big rewards for help, but no one can truly assist. So, I picked these words. Quick joke. Are you paying attention? Anyway, I have my private key. So, I put my key into a tool that allows me to view my wallet and use it more easily. Here is the content of my wallet. For now, you can see that there's only Solana because I had to buy a little. We'll use that in a moment. For now, our token isn't there. And that's where it's going to be satisfying when I've created my token, given myself 1,000 of them, and we see the 1,000 tokens appear in there. Remember, I said we'd use an easy method to create a crypto. Some of you might think, Awen, you're talking about making a token, but I wouldn't know how, you must be a computer genius. Actually, it's not hard at all. That's kind of the problem. It's too easy. Here's a simple example. There's a platform where you can launch one in 3 clicks. I'm hiding the name since I don't recommend it, and you just lose money. But look, you can see all the cryptos that appear every minute. Actually, you just have to choose a name, an image, a description. You pay, of course. And there you go, the crypto appears on the blockchain. Anyone can invest in it and it's moving in every direction. The crypto concepts there seem totally random. Honestly, I can't understand who would invest in such things. It blows my mind. How many scammers are involved in all this? We're going to do this properly by coding a program which lets me add a fun feature to my crypto. First, you need to choose a blockchain. I picked Solana, but could have chosen another. Many meme coins are made on it, tokens like mine that don't have much purpose. I began by installing the official Solana software and tools to help me create my crypto program. Installation only takes a few simple commands. It will automatically create a template with all the starter code for my crypto program. See, I can already give it a name, iWinCoin. I added a description to really make it clear that this is a token that serves no purpose, especially when you see what I'm going to code into it. Now here I'm going to create the deployment code. This will define, for example, that there will be 1000 tokens created when I make it, and that these 1000 tokens will go into the wallet of the crypto's owner. I connected the wallet we made earlier in my program. And lastly, this will set our crypto's logo. We can use any design. Here are some crypto logos as examples. Remember, my goal is to sell this crypto to friends. I wanted something serious, so I hired a graphic designer. She created an icon of pink coins with an A, which became the iWinCoin. I can't wait to see it in my wallet. But before that, the last thing to code is the program that will manage the crypto. It's a program that will be coded in Rust and hosted on the blockchain. By definition, that means its code will be visible to anyone. The idea is to define the rules of the game behind this token, but really anything is possible. You could imagine a rule that generates new tokens whenever someone makes an exchange. You could create a public function like a casino where anyone can bet tokens to win more with transparent randomness rules. Or imagine a democratic token letting everyone vote to set rules or print money. You can be very creative. However, the goal of this video is a cautionary experiment, so we'll make it darker. This function I coded is called backdoor. It's basically a hidden door in the code that only I can call. And if I call it, the program will automatically generate and send me 1 billion tokens. Let's do it. Just enter this command in the console to publish our token on the Solana blockchain, making my code public. Anyone interested in my crypto can see it's shady. And in reality, people unfortunately aren't that curious, and very often they get fooled. By the way, we'll see my friend's reaction very clearly when I activate this function after selling them my token. Well, in the meantime, we can see that the command to publish didn't work. I don't have enough money in my wallet. Damn, does it take that much Solana? I only put in 35 euros, but actually I'd need 150 euros worth of Solana to be able to publish it. Wow, that's rough. I topped it up. Running the command again. Exciting. Let's go. It's published. It's official, so you can clearly see in my wallet that I've lost money. There's the iWinCoin. There's the iWinCoin. I'm so happy. I have 1000 tokens. These are the 1000 tokens I created. I officially exist on the blockchain. But as you can see, unlike other cryptos, my wallet isn't able to display a monetary value for it. It doesn't know the euro or dollar value of one iWinCoin yet. That's the next step. We're almost ready. We'll set an official token price and make it tradable. Next, we'll explain the final mechanism you need to know. The mechanism that decides that a certain crypto will be worth 1 euro at 6 p.m, then for example only 80 cents 20 minutes later, we need to create what we call a pool. Oh yeah, like a swimming pool where you swim. And the image makes a lot of sense, you'll understand. To illustrate, we're going to dig a pool. We'll fill this pool with 2 assets to enable exchanges. For example, we add 1000 iWinCoins and 1000 euros. A balanced setup. The computer simply divides 1000 euros by 1000 coins, so 1 iWinCoin equals 1 euro. Anyone can get an iWinCoin by placing 1 euro or exchange it back. Now imagine someone wants to buy many, like 500 iWinCoins. To get them, he has to put euros into the pool, and he has to do that to get the tokens one by one. The first token he'll get for 1 euro, but mathematically the next one is a bit rarer. Because there are only 499 tokens left in the pool, if we divide again maybe it will cost, let's say, 1 euro and 1 cent and so on up to 500. So, if we check the pool at the end, there could be 500 iWinCoins and 2000 euros. With 2000 euros for 500 tokens, each token is worth 4 euros. The price has quadrupled, but this can go both ways. If the person who bought them, or myself, decides to sell all the iWinCoins back into the pool, well, the price will instantly collapse. And by the way, remember, I can print billions of tokens. That's my trap. I can withdraw all the euros from the pool at any time. If the buyer doesn't know, that's a scam and illegal. I used a platform that lets me do this. So, in reality, with this, you can't put euros directly into the pool so that people can buy my token with euros. So I put in 100 euros, but in Solana. It's basically the same, it's just that people will have to buy it with Solana then. And I put all my tokens in 1000. If you understood my explanation, you know why an iWinCoin is currently priced that way. Now we'll sell this token to some friends and manipulate the price. Hi Owen. Hi, this is Hasheur, the #1 crypto YouTuber in France with almost 1 million subscribers. He has a segment on BFM TV. He's created several companies. In short, he's a really smart guy. Obviously, he's super relevant for this straightforward concept. I'm really happy to have him on video. It's truly an honor. But the reason I reached out to him is to sell him some iWinCoin. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let me introduce you to my amazing project, which you can invest in if you want.
So I'm the first one invited to provide some liquidity in this wonderful token. There are already 8 warnings. And honestly, with a real scam, you wouldn't even see all these warnings. A scammer would have erased all the warnings.
Yeah, I didn't make any effort. I really didn't. Well, you get that I could have done better with my token so the platform wouldn't categorize me as dangerous. But will the buyers still buy it? Listen.
Let's say I was won over by the pitch, the logo, and the presentation. And I'm not going to ask you too many questions. Ha!
I'm putting 500 tokens in the pool, so that's, almost $1 per token. Honestly, I'm stressed myself because now what I want to do is public.
I'm making a first $120 transaction. Is that okay? Very well. Transaction executed.
Okay, yes, a chart just appeared. Oh, we have a big green candle. Does that mean the price just shot up?
Exactly. There was a candle where it went up to more than $1, and there was a first transaction.
We went up by 2.43%.
This time, if I put in another Solana, so once again, $124 instead of having 120, I have 111.
We can see the rise, so the price increased.
Look at this beautiful candle.
Damn, we're already up more than 5.3%.
Absolutely. Do you want me to buy even more aggressively?
I know you want the price to rise even more. What's wild is that you're the one buying now.
People often don't realize that with plenty of liquidity, launching a project with $20,000, $30,000, or $50,000 lets you shape the chart however you want. That means you can, in front of 10 beginners who are watching the chart and waiting for the right moment to buy, keep pushing the price up and up, giving the impression that there's actually strong demand coming from,
when it's actually just manipulation.
Let's have some fun. There's $880 in the pool, and I'm going to place an $880 buy in a single transaction. That's, yes, okay. It went up to $1.26.
Alright, now that we've had fun buying tokens to see the price move, I'm going to play the scammer by running off with all the money and withdrawing everything from the pool. Confirmed. I'm going to check now, so wait, my wallet should be here, but as you see...
But you see, it's really funny because look, you're withdrawing the liquidity. I beat you to it. You think you're withdrawing Solana, but it's just your token.
Are you sure you had time? I just withdrew.
Listen, I have my doubts.
I think
you managed to get ahead of me.
I think I did it, huh?
I got an error since the pool was empty and I couldn't sell.
Of course I'll pay it back, don't worry. As you probably guessed, it's a bit scripted. Like I said, my coin's purpose is to be manipulated and destroyed at the end. I wasn't planning to genuinely sell it to someone, but he still bought my token on the real blockchain. The price did go up just as I explained, and you can see the big spike on the chart. And in a way, I made money because the tokens I own are worth more. But you shouldn't be fooled by that curve. Well, often people see a big rise like that on a token, and they'll think, oh damn, it's going up, it's going to keep going up. And they'll say to themselves, I'm going to invest right away, that way I'll make money too. Well, that feeling is what we call FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's the fear of missing something. Listen to me, that's an emotion you should never follow. Honestly, that's true for any investment, not just crypto. Just because a chart is green and rising doesn't mean it will keep going up. Let me show you one example to explain why. This command activates a function in my program that gives me 1 billion iWinCoin. After entering and running it, it takes a moment and then it's done. If I look at my wallet, it's crazy. I have 1 billion iWinCoin that came out of nowhere, printed out of thin air just like that.
One of the stories I really like is the one about Squid Game. Back when the series was blowing up, someone just created the Squid token and its price skyrocketed. The community quickly got involved, briefly believing it was the actual series token. When the price hit a certain point, the creator said he was selling everything and sold 99% of the tokens. It went up to 1 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it was something completely crazy, and now the thing is worth 0.0003 euro cents.
The guy really did what I did, but for real. The logical conclusion of this experiment is to mathematically destroy the iWinCoin so that no one can ever get any. No, really, I don't want there to be any hype about it and for people to lose money with this. And besides, the way we're going to do it is pretty interesting. The only wallets in the world that have iWinCoin are Hasheur's and mine. And to make these tokens disappear, we're simply going to send them to a digital graveyard. Basically, we'll choose the address of a wallet that no one owns and no one will ever own. We call it a burn address to show we're destroying everything sent there.
C'est fini, y a plus un seul iWinCoin.
And it's mathematically a dead crypto. And if I've made you want to learn more about this technology, I obviously recommend Hasheur's content on YouTube. Links in the description. Thanks again to him for joining. This was iWin. Kisses.